Okay, so I'll give an overview of what we're going to do today. So you have an idea at the back of your mind and you're not wondering what's the next thing, it's taking too long. Okay, so there are three segments, and then there are two amazing facilitators that will be taking us. So after the first segment, the next one will follow. Mr. Falari will be taking the next one. Then I'll take the following one. After that, there will be a quiz, 15 questions. It's going to be on Google Forms, so you don't have to bother about paper and pen writing questions. So the link will be shared on your church group chat, and anybody that is not on your church group can just share the link with your friend. You need an email address to be able to access the questions. I'm sure everybody has an email address. Is there anyone that doesn't have an email address? Yes, just signify so we can make a provision before that time comes. Okay, nobody. I'll take it that we all have email addresses. Then after that, there will be a case study. So this will allow us put into practical what we must have gathered at the end of the day. So the first segment is going to be proposal writing, followed by budgeting, and then partnership. So the Lord bless us all with retentive memory, understanding, knowledge, and understanding as we start. Amen. Okay. The slides. So, starting with proposal writing. So, before we start, I would like to know, does anyone have a prior understanding or common knowledge application to what the word proposal writing means? Do you want to? Do I see? So, it's going to be as quick as possible so we don't take too much time. So, does anyone want to assist with the definition for what proposal means or proposal writing means? Okay, so I'll go ahead. Next slide, please. So, proposal writing is a formal document that is used to present a business idea, is used to offer solution and request funding for partnership or a pitch service. So, a proposal document is more than just a document, like it's on the slide. Why should someone invest in or support your idea? So this is like a preview of all what your business entails. Say at an opportunity where you are not present to speak for yourself with emotions, facial expressions, and all that, your proposal does your representation. So a business proposal is a formal instrument, but its true purpose is strategic. It exists to answer one single critical question: why should people invest in my business, or why should people give my business a listening ear? Next slide, please. So we have the 4 functions of a proposal. It's to present the business idea. It is to offer a solution to a problem. For your business to be viable, it has to be solving a problem, which is very important. Because if you're not solving any problem, you're not going to, at the end of the day, have any end user for your product, whatever it may be, either B2B, B2C, or whatever the model of your business might be. So now, request for funding or partnership, that's what the use of a proposal will also cover. Now, it's also a pitch service. Next slide, please. Now, this is the anatomy of a strong proposal. What a proposal should entail. Now, it's a document, like we earlier defined. It covers this pointers, and they all have their unique values and what they do. Now, the first one is executive summary, then problem statements, then we have the proposed solution. Your business should be a solution, of course. Then target market. Who are your audience? Who are your end users? Who are the people that you aim towards providing solutions to? Followed by business model. What is the model of your business? We'll expatiate into that. Also, the implementation plan, the budget summary, because your pitch document, or should I say your proposal document, should cover a very detailed financial breakdown of what your business entail. It will help probably an investor, probably a business partner, understand and know if the business is viable. By viable, I mean if it is profitable and if it is beneficial for them to put their money into rather, or partnership with you in the first place. Now expected impacts or results. So it could be, if it's a startup business, of course, you must have done a test run to say, okay, this is what I've done, and this is the little test run I've done. This is the result I've gotten. Or if it's that you've been running the business for a longer period of time and say, okay, this is how long I've been running the business, and this is what I've been able to achieve over this period of time. So we take the first one, executive summary. No, you can remain on the previous slide. So, executive summary, a brief overview of your entire proposal, summarizing the business idea, the problem, the solution, expected impact in a clear and compelling way. It gives decision makers an understanding of why your idea deserves support. So I'm going to use in a practical example. We're going to create an illusional business name that we will work with while we dwell on each pointer for the structure of a strong proposal. So we're using green wrap. So like the name green wrap, we know that recycling is like a new thing that is, it's not really a new thing. It's just giving more audience of recent. So we will say the name of our company is Green Wrap. So what Green Wrap does is Green Wrap gets waste, plastic waste, and then we recycle it into reusable items. So now, if we're going to create like an executive summary, like we said, it should give like a summary, an overview of what the business entails. So we say, Green Wrap Solution seeks funding to produce affordable, eco-friendly packaging for small food vendors to reduce plastic waste in our community. Now, with this simple statement, I have stated the problem, I have stated the solution, that is what I'm planning to do. I have also highlighted what is expected of the company. So I will take the example again so we can dwell on it. So Green Wrap Solutions seeks funding to provide affordable, eco-friendly packaging for small food vendors to reduce plastic waste in our community. So the next one is problem statement. Now, can anybody signify the problem statement in the previous example I just stated? No answer is wrong, actually, because we're all learning. Does anyone want to try? I'm not going to skip this one. Someone must try. And if nobody tries, I'm going to point someone out. All right, we could do this two ways. So I'll pick one person from each table.
Sorry, come again.
Okay, so the previous example I stated, what is the problem in that? What's the problem statement in that example?
I mean, you should repeat.
Oh, so Green Wrap provides eco-friendly solution. by recycling waste products and turning them into a reusable item to vendors. So, what is the problem statement?
To me, I feel like the problem there is the reproduction of the waste.
Okay. Hi, Happy Sabbath. So what's the problem statement in the previous example?
Waste, plastic waste.
Thank you. So, yeah, Happy Sabbath. Yeah, don't throw your face away. Hi. Yeah. What is the problem statement in the previous example? No, I won't take that.
Yeah, actually, actually, don't know. For you, I don't know. Oh yeah, she has been trying to teach us.
To what you said, I feel like the problem is about the environment. We need to solve the environmental um, pollution.
Okay. So, here, one person.
Waste management.
One person. What do I pick?
Well, it's the resolution of the problem. Yeah, it's the identification of the waste coming from plastics and how to get rid of that.
Okay, so here.
Waste management. I said waste management.
Thank you. Okay, so bring us to our table. Hi, Happy Sabbath.
Now you they do me.
So what's the problem statement?
I think the problem statement is the plastic in the dirty environment.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that was amazing. So just to let us know that when I ask the next question and there's no answer, it could be you. So you could just raise your hands. All right, so the next one is so we're going to give an example underneath problem statement. So the problem statement is many local food vendors rely on single use plastic packaging, which will cause a whole lot of pollution in the environment, contributing to environmental pollution and increasing waste management, just like he mentioned, challenges in the city. So this is the problem statement. Now, this should summarize what you want to, the problem you want to solve, and should also be catchy. It's not too many words. It's just like 2 lines here. I'm highlighting where these problems are aggravated, where they are mostly highlighted. Say, okay, the people that use plastic the most will be food vendors. You want to buy food. If you go to the food vendor 20 times in a day to buy food, they will always give you a cellophane bag. That's the black nylon bag to pack your food at every point in time. Now, at every time you get home, for me, because sometimes I indulge in takeout, I have like a dozen pack of nylons in the house. I try to reuse them in trying to like pack things into the freezer, but I always still just have more than enough. So imagine a business that is tackling that problem. You wouldn't spend so much capital into gathering raw materials because your raw materials is the waste products and would talk more on it as we advance. So the problem statement would be many local food vendors rely on single-use plastic packaging, contributing to environmental pollution and increasing waste management challenges in the city. Now, the next one is proposed solution. Now, we've highlighted the problem. What solution are you profiling to this problem? So it says problem statement. This clearly explains the specific issue your business intends to solve and why it matters. So it should be factual and support, observable reality. Now the example states, many local food vendors rely on single-use plastic packaging. Single-use packaging contributing to environmental pollution and all. Now, the problem solution will be Green Wrap Solution, we produce biogeneratable packagings made from recycled paper material, rubber materials that are affordable, durable, and environmental friendly. So, what this proposed solution has stated is this is what this business looks forward to solving. Now, at the end of it, I'll try to diversify with the examples because I'm trying to keep to time. I'll try to diversify with the examples and then pick another industry, say fashion. So, because I try to do like a little analysis, and I see most of us are into fashion. Or, so yeah, the next one is the I've read out the what's it called now? Solution, which is Green Wrap Solution. We provide biogeneratable package made from recycled paper materials that are affordable, durable, and environmental friendly. Now it brings us to who are our targeted audience for this product. Now, which is the target market. So this identifies the specific group of customers who will buy your products or services. I'm sure we treated business ideation previously. You should understand your market before you even say, oh, I want to start a business. First off, who are my end users? This business I am about to start, is it of need? Very important. Very, very important. Because you could have spent money setting up a business, and once there are no end users, it dies a natural death. So, your target market. Okay. Now, your target market. Now, this identifies the specific group of customers who will buy your product or service. A clear target market shows that you understand who needs your solution and what needs your solution. So now an example, if you're creating creating a proposal writing, would be underneath your target market. Now will be our primary target market includes small and medium scale food vendors, caterers, and local restaurants within the city, which fits into the market solution we're trying to tackle. Now, if we are in the fashion industry, can anyone come up with a two-line statements on what a target statement will be in your proposal? Anybody? Or it could be everybody. So I'll take the question again. Now, looking at picking fashion as a business. Now, create a target market statement. Say, I work in a I run a fashion business. My target is towards, young ladies in their prime, as we have scarcity for decent wears. Because you see me wearing pop socks, it's not because sometimes I just want to look like a masquerade, but I just know that standing high up here, there'll be a little slit on my dress and it would expose my legs. So just to cover it, you should have seen me this morning trying all sorts of things in my wardrobe just to find what fits. So that's a problem. And that's one solution that a business can, handle. Say, oh, I make decent wears for young ladies in their prime. Now, say, I'm already even giving the answer already. Now, but I just want to hear it in your own words. Now, creating a statement that addresses the target market. Anybody? Okay, so I will pick per table. I'll start from here. Okay? Happy Sabbath. Oh, really? Okay, so what is a target market statement? Say you're preparing a proposal for a fashion industry.
So I want to create wears that are comfortable for women or fashionable people. Shall.
So now imagine that you are putting this in a proposal. Make it more structured, right?
Creating or
You have to have a business name. So come up with a business name. Yeah, make it more practical.
okay. Can I just make it an acronym or okay? BFC creates wears that are comfortable and easy. Create easy to wear and comfortable wears.
Now that is a problem. That's a proposal solution. Proposed solution, right? Now you have to add your target audience. Now, who are your end users in that statement to make it a target market statement?
End users, okay.
So you said BMC wants to create comfortable wears for ladies. Ladies within this XYZ age bracket to this XYZ age bracket within this industry and that industry to create a niche. It's always very important to have a niche when you're, creating your proposal. That's good. A round of applause, please. Yeah. Happy Sabbath.
Okay. Leader styles targets style conscious youngsters that want affordable while maintaining their style clothing tailored for them. I said youngsters, like 18, like, yeah.
So now I've gotten the idea. Now I want you to structure it in a way you put it in a proposal. Say you want to put a proposal together.
Okay. We target. Hold on, I'm trying to like. Okay. The solution, the target. Okay. Okay, we at Leader Styles, the problem is, I'm trying to look at the problem. Affordability. Affordability.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, we at Youngsters, we are a fashion brand that makes bespoke wears for both men and women. And our target audience are women within the youthful demographic in the corporate world, or it could be, if it's a casual wear brand, it could be women in the sports industry or women generally making sports wears for women. So now that is in my own word. Now, in your own words, I want to hear it.
We at Leader Styles make affordable wears for women and children.
Okay?
Women and children.
Okay. For women and children.
Women
Yeah,
and
that's
children.
why. Thank you. Okay, so from that group, I want Sister Shade to help us with a target market statement for the proposal.
Okay, so fold-up collections and provide luxury yet affordable wears for both male and females in corporate world, body girls and boys, Owambe luxury fabrics for all your celebrations.
A round of applause, please. Okay, so from this table, I'm going to pick Daddy.
Okay, thank you. Being in the field of security,
Okay, awesome.
wise one consultant, want to build a bulletproof vest that will help our security company to be able to fight.
Amazing. A round of applause, please. So that table, I'm going to pick in. Yes, no, you. Yes, you. So you are helping us with a target. Okay, you're helping us with target market statement for the proposal. So you have a business idea, you've already solved the problem, and then you're trying to explain in your proposal who your target audience are. Okay, you can pick anybody in your circle to bail you out. Okay.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy day.
I would like to use an example. Um, a ready to make wears.
Okay.
I have someone that
Oh, that's fine.
that.
Okay.
So she makes ready to make wears for corporate workers.
Mm-hmm.
Our target audience will be for people that works in corporation, professional people. And if I will structure it be at Florentia, focus more in corporate workers for elegant professional girls.
Amazing. Amazing. So that brings us to okay. Somebody answered the table. Oh yeah. So for this table, I'm going to pick him. Yes, you. With the blue native. Thank you.
How's that?
Happy day.
So the name of the company is Atra.
Nice.
It's a company that came from the word freeform. So we are sewing the ready-made clothes, ready-made
retro.
clothes
Okay.
that are for only royal families.
Amazing.
So the target audience is the royal families that want to wear like a retro clothes for their program.
That's amazing.
So
now, what I need from you now is to put it in a structured way. Say you want to put it in a proposal in writing.
In a world where culture is behind us,
Amazing.
the company brings back retro clothes from past culture for the royal family.
Amazing. Okay, so we are in this table. Okay, so
All right, if I will pick based on the illustration we are using, yes, I will also even pick that sewing this thing. Yes, for me, the statement, I would rather look at, we have a lot of laboratory workers that, their health is actually declining based on what they inhale. So, so for me, that's a problem. And in putting it into writing, I will have to generate statistics that in Nigeria, about so percentage of people, yes, we are talking of problems, so it should be factual. So exactly, so it should be factual. That looking at it in so year, maybe last year we have a 25%, the thing jumped to 30% in 2026. So on that note, and many of them are actually not looking at their safety. So in that way, I'm actually now trying to design what like a protective kit for them. So they are the laboratory workers.
A round of applause, please. So one more thing. I just need it to be in a structured way. Say it's going to be in writing. So I get you already explained. Based on so we can use what's that word now? I've forgotten. Where we speak in assumption adjectives. Okay, yeah. So you can speak in hypothesis. Thank you so much. So you speak in hypothesis. Say based on XYZ statistics, this is this we are targeting we are providing solutions to laboratory workers who are just. If I go and I just answer the question, so I've already answered it. So let's just go ahead. Thank you so much. So yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Does it work? Okay, it does. So, please, could you take it to the yes, thank you. All right, so you bring us to the next one, which is the business model. So, okay, based on our example, so our primary target market includes small and medium scale food vendors, caterers, and local restaurants within the city. Thanks to everyone that contributed. Well appreciated. Okay, so business model. This explains how the business will generate revenue and remain financially stable. It shows how the idea turns into profit. Now, we will manufacture, and I'm going to try to cover as much as we can to save, I'll keep within time. So we will manufacture packaging in bulk and small quantity, selling directly to food vendors at competitive wholesale price, generating revenue through consistent and repeat purchases. That is revisiting or repurchasing customers. That is keeping. Okay, so giving a practical example, that is, I will retain customer retention. That's what, in summary, that's what I'm trying to explain. I will try my best to keep customer retention. That is, if you have purchased from me, say she purchased from me, I will make sure that I satisfy you enough to make sure that you keep coming back to buy from me. That's what I mean. That's what it means by, where am I now? Repeat purchases. So now, implementation plan. This outlines how, when this business idea will be executed. So an example will be within the first 3 months. Now you have to put timelines into this part of your proposal. It's very important. Your implementation, it shows the trend of how you plan on unveiling events as the business goes. So it says within the first 3 months, now 3 months being the timeline, we will secure production equipment that is going around gathering waste products from different vendors, because you need to gather as many raw materials as you can before the business can commence, given the structured example that we are using. So partner with raw material suppliers. That's those people that go around, they call them scavengers, that go around and gather plastics and things. We partner with a couple of them, say we pay you XYZ amounts, we get you to get waste products for us to use. Then and then begin pilot distribution to food vendors. Now, using 20 as a number, there has to be figures, there has to be timeline in your implementation section. Now, for budget summary, this provides a breakdown of the funds required to start the operations. Now, say we need, okay, let me read the example here. The total startup budget of 2.5 million naira to cover equipment purchase, raw material, business registration, which is very important, marketing, and then in 3 months, we begin operation in full expenses. Does that make sense? I need response, please. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hello? Please stand up, everybody. Everybody stand up. Sit down. Up. Down. Up. I can note people that are not standing up. You are the ones that answer the next series of questions. Up. Down. I've seen you. Don't worry. 7 of you. So, the next one is expected impact. So, this covers or explains the measurable outcome of the benefit of the business. That's the profits where investors are usually invested in. This is where drags their attention. Is this business profitable? If I put my business and I support you, will it yield me income? So green wrap solution is expected to reduce plastic waste among 100 local vendors within the first year, while generating a sustainable income of close to 3 to 5 million naira, creating employment for 10 youths. So you see how this wraps the financial part, the job opportunity, and it also covers what what will I call it now? The size of environment that it will cover, that is the geographical coverage of the business. So this should be what your expected impact should cover. The profits to gain, the environment solution that you're providing, and what's the last one I mentioned again? And then the geographical area that this problem will be covering. Now, in closing summary, this has to be like a bring together of all what you've stated so far. So when I used to review proposals, when people bring proposals to the company, then what I do is I just go to your summary, I go to your budgeting, and then I come down to your, what's it called now? Your summary. So these parts are very important because you don't expect me to sit down like someone that is screening, just like someone that is in an interview. When you want to interview, there's a whole ton of people apply for the job. You short list the whole thing into a particular, so find business. If I'm searching for business development in this CV, control find this word. I have like keywords that I use in sorting these things out. So if your proposal doesn't have these things, it's easy to slip within the gap, even when you've taken your time to prepare an amazing proposal. So now your summary is important, your budget section is important, and your expected budget summary and expected impact is also very, very important in your closing summary. So this brings us to the proposal formula. Yes, so this brings us to the proposal formula. I would like us to memorize this if we can. It would help us in our day-to-day activity outside of this now. So the problem, the solution, the market, revenue, budget, and then impact. So now for a proposal, we could take to the next slide, please. For your proposal, next one. Yes, this. Your proposal needs to be clear. That is clear language. Choice of word is very important. Now, data supported, like I said, the location, the amount, profits, gain, problem solving, and the likes. Now, it has to be realistic. It is always best, I'll put it now, to always understate your expected profits than to over-margin it. I'll take that again. When you're creating a proposal, it is always best. Say, in this business, I'm expected to make a profit of 2.5 million naira or 5 billion naira. It is always safe to put 2.5 if you're expecting 5 billion. If you're expecting 2.5, it's safe to put 1.5. Now, this will gauge losses in the business, and when you hit that target, there's a sense of fulfillment. But if you have over-targeted or overshot your target, what it does is it kills your little wins. So when you hit the target and it exceeds what you've projected, it gives you joy, it gives you fulfillment. But when you over-project on what you expect to get from the business, it kills dreams faster than a rejected proposal. So now, it has to be also results-driven. Now, common proposal mistakes that happen. This is the last part before I hand over to Mr. Folare. Common mistakes. Next slide, please. Is people write with emotion. I am the first of 11 children. I have suffered all my life. I slept one day and I woke up and I had a dream that this is going to be the business that will create a breakthrough to the world. I wish that an opportunity is given to me so that I can solve problems, and people that have suffered like me will not, bruh. Take your emotions out of it. Stick to factual figures that investors speak in numbers. Partnership or partners will also speak with numbers. They work with numbers. They want to see results. They want to make sure that the money they are putting in that business will not be like the gallow that they dug for Haman. It will not just enter inside and there's nothing coming out of it. they want to make sure that whatever it is they're putting their money in, so take emotions out of it. If there are no financial numbers in your proposal, you're wrong. I mean, it's not complete without financial figures, actual figures, breakdown. My capital is this. Okay, you get it. Let me just skip that. Now, unrealistic projection, we already ironed this, we already treated this. Make your projections as realistic as possible. Now, there has to be timeline, like I stated before, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Adedoyin. At least we came down to your level from the top there. So we have, as I've said earlier, we have a couple of investors in the house now. Hi, myself. I'm an investor, and I'm looking at people. Thank you. So I'm looking to invest, and so far I've been hearing a lot of things to look out for in your proposals. And I've said earlier that we're going to be taking proposals genuinely, and there are going to be investors or partnership that would result to at the end of the day. So please take note. And so next, I'm going to be introducing one of our own, a senior brand strategist for a financial institution. So allow me to welcome Mr. Fariola. So he's going to be talking on budgeting. Now, we've heard a lot about proposals, what proposals should be and what proposal shouldn't be. So now we are going to be moving to budgeting. We won't be taking much of your time anyways, so thank you.
Good morning, happy Sabbath. Good morning, happy Sabbath. Thank you, Mrs. Adedoyin, for detailed proposal. Budgeting, the topic is budgeting, the soul of profit making in business. Business is business. There's no emotion. How do you budget, and how do you understand the profit margin, how to fix your selling price is very important. What do you understand and budget? And I want us to break it down. I think a family cannot even run without budget, because the husband and wife to have their inflow and the expenses. Only if they are running on I think civil servants, they have a word for it, to balance. Only if they are running on to balance. Budgeting is the process of planning how your business will earn, spend, and manage cash over a specific period of time, usually monthly, quarterly. It is less about perfection, but more about visibility and control, knowing where the money is going and ensuring you don't run out of cash. We started with some businesses, so I want people to respond with what the budget. Okay, the budget for their businesses. What are the costs of running the business? I want the idea of a fashion store, a food restaurant. What is the budget on how to run the business? Why budgeting is critical for startup? I think the number one reason is it guides decision making, hiring, pricing, and expansion. I want to ask the question: what was the first thing Elon Musk did when he bought Twitter? Who has response to that? If you are conversant with the online platform, what was the first thing Elon Musk did when he bought Twitter? Sir? He renamed it. Okay, what else again? What? God bless you. He sacked some people because he saw that the budget was not aligning with their, the revenue was not aligning with their income. He sacked some people so as to reduce the expenses. Shows investors financial discipline. I think for a fine proposal, when they come and meet you for how to for the proposal, they are always putting emotions to it, and it is simple because if you don't have the financial discipline to run businesses, you are going to falter. Number three, help set realistic target. Why startup fail financially? Do we have an idea of why startup fails financially or businesses fail financially? Indiscipline. What else again? Poor sharp management. You are correct. What else again? The next slide, please. No clear budget, overspending early, poor pricing, mixing personal and business money. I want to go into details. So, if you are starting a business, can we list out the most important things that we need to do? That we think, okay, let's have a business. Let's say an online restaurant. What are the things that we think is the most important to put in our budget? Sir? Marketing, logistics. One else, please. What is again? Marketing, logistics, raw materials. Branding. Thank you. And for businesses, I want to be practical. When you are starting a business, there are periods where you don't expect to reach the so-called limit or the so-called financial breakthrough of that business. So there are some things I advise startups that there are some costs you don't need to add to your business. Branding, if you get ChatGPT, put your name, put your name, it can generate everything for you at an instance. So it's better for you to manage the little income and cash flow, because cash flow is very important in business. When you have stocks in your store, but there's no cash in the account for you to run the business, because day-to-day activities is very important. Next slide. Next slide, please. These are typical net margin for businesses, and I want to identify with a business because we have seen many branches in Ibadan, which is item 7. If you are to start a business of that margin, what do you think is the profit margin for that kind of business? Item 7. What do you think is the profit margin of that kind of business? At least I think they have 11 outlets in Ibadan now. What do you think is the profit margin of that kind of business? Anybody that wants to? Sir? Ma? Annually. In percentage, according to, let's say, the net margin, the profit net margin of their inflow and outflow. Because budgeting will help you to understand whether your business is going to be successful or not. It is very important for business owners to have the idea of, if I'm putting 1 million into this business, how much am I getting back? And how sustainable the business is. If you have a business, okay, let me use, there's a business I always smile, is car importation. let's say you import a car for, let's say, 15 million, and the clearing cost, everything is 15 million, and it's going to, let's say, the region is going to stay in your car lot is like six months. What do you think is the price for us to sell that car at that, when we are selling it? 15 million, and it's going to stay, let's say the average is going to stay on our car slot is going to be 6 months. What do we think is the profit margin of that business? Or how much are we going to sell the car to be able to have a reasonable net margin? Sir? 35% increase. Do you have other? Ma? Please give her the mic, please.
I think before that can be determined, we will need to put some things into factor.
Okay.
So transportation, that's the logistics part.
Okay.
We will have to calculate that and then write a percentage as to how it reflects on the figure. Then we would also calculate the cost of, in case if it needs a little bit of repair, if there's any accidented part or whatever, we also need to note that in cost. Then putting that all together, we use it, that would influence. So I will say we put since we still have other things to add to it, we put 15% interest, or 15% of it added to it.
Thank you. I think I want to go through slide 8, please. I want to go through what cost of starting a business is. Next slide. The next slide, please. Startup, one-time cost. When we write, there's a problem I notice when we want to start a business, including myself, is that we put so much money on some things that we can actually wait for it before later. Let's say business registration is very important because you need to have a detailed documentation. License, if you need license for the business, you need it. Equipment and machinery, these are one-time costs that you have to factor. If you say your budget is 2 million, what are the one-time costs that you put in your proposal to make it effective? The next slide. Fixed operating costs, which are rent, salary, utilities, insurance, if you need software, security services, loan repayment, and equipment depreciation. And I want to make it more. The business skill to run a business is very important. When business owners, when they come for, let's say, to meet investors, they have this notion that investors are going to give them a very minimum interest, a very minimum return. Do we know what's the interest rate for CBN in Nigeria now? A few days ago, they had a meeting, it was 26.5%. So everybody are going to meet around that region, they are going to be around that region. So these are factors that you have to put in your budget. These are things that you cannot control. And I made mention of a business before. You are a car dealer, you brought in a car worth 15 million. You are not adding, there are some certain things that you cannot control there. If you are not adding it to it, at the end of the day, after 6 months to a year, you will see that you are at loss. Because 26.5% of 15 million, how much is that, please? You are not with me? 26.5% of 15 million is how much? Sir? 3 million. So if you are bringing a car in and the loan you acquired on the loan interest you acquired on the car is like 4 million, which you have to sell above that range to be able to have your own profit. Do you understand? So there are some things again that you look at for your budget, the interest rate, the inflation, because if you have a budget of 2 million and you don't factor all these things, these are things that you naturally cannot control. These are things that after 3 or 4 years, you see that you are not able to afford things that you were able to afford a few years ago. Let's say your stock, you have like 100 carton of a food item, which was 2 million a few years ago. If you are not factoring all this budgeting into it, or all these rates of things in the country into it, it's going to affect your budget. Variable cost, administrative office cost. If your business is just a startup business, there are some costs that you don't add to it until you reach some certain point. So at the end of everything, startup operating cost is equal to the total budget required. But revenue minus expenses is the profit. Reality of budgeting: financial discipline, goal setting, strategic clarity. Those are the pros. Why the cons are time consuming, potential for inaccuracy. I think for business owner, we don't really put more effort into our planning, budget planning, because at the end of the year, when we are doing a lot of review, you see that there are spaces that we're not able to cover. So I want us to have like a business, then we can start stating the budget, the cost of running that business. Let's say a business ideas that we think we can handle. Then what are the costs? Then we look at it deeply, or how profitable the business is. Each table, a business idea, what's the cost, and how profitable do you think the business is? Which table will go first? Because profitability of the business is what investors on bank loans they're after, for the business to be able to be profitable and to be able to make back their money. So let's start a business. What are the costs we need to run the business, and what are the estimated revenue of the business? Adding some factors that we cannot control into it, so that we can know how profitable the business is. Do you understand the question? So let's start from this table. A business, the cost, and we think how the revenue will be. How much the revenue will be.
All right. The business I'm thinking about right now is just small scale real estate. Small scale. Like a fully fledged estate. Acquire a land in the estate. I have to acquire a land. I have to do the survey for the land. I also have to acquire some particular documents, legal documents, like on the land. Then let's say I acquire the land for 5 million naira. Just a plot for 5 million naira. And my survey plan, all the legal documents, architectural plan, structural plan, and the likes, 1 million naira.
That's how much?
That's 6 million naira.
Okay.
Then I proceed to construct the house. Let's say it's a duplex, and I spend like over 70 million naira on the project. So 70 million naira with 6 million. 76 million naira. And I've factored so many things into building the estate. I'm building it for people in diaspora. I've considered the space. I've considered other adjoining facilities. So 76 million naira. Now, the land and the estate gets more developed, the value increases. So I think I want to put out the duplex for just a 50 million naira.
How many duplexes are on the land?
I said small scale, so it's just one.
Okay.
It's just I purchased the land in a fully fledged estate already. I'm
5
just
million?
yes. So everything involved in spending, I spent around 76 million naira.
How much are you planning to sell of selling the land?
100, 150.
You have to have a range. You have to have a specific
Okay,
amount.
let me say 120 million naira.
So that's how much is your total expenses?
76. It's real estate now. Like my land, like value over time and the likes. So, there are so many things into it, but that's what I want to gain back.
So if your total expenses is 76 million,
yeah,
how much are you getting? Let's say you are on a loan, and the loan is you are paying back, the interest is 26.7. Okay. Let's add that on to it.
Okay, to the 76.
26.5% of 76. How much are you planning on getting for facilities?
Facilities.
Low facilities. Or invested amount.
The whole 76 is on loan. The whole 76 is on loan.
The interest rate for that amount is 20 million. That's 96.
That's 96. So I'm selling it for 120. So that's 120 minus the 86.
96.
96.
Marketing. How much are you budgeting on marketing?
I can handle the marketing myself.
You can?
I can handle the marketing myself. Yes.
If you have contrary opinion, we can say. You said the marketing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Staffs.
Yes. No need for staffs. It's just a single duplex. Like everything, my staffs have covered it in the construction costs, the labor cost. Everything is already covered.
For real estate, their net margin is around 25-30%, and which is correct. That's the range of their profit for real estate, which is correct. Thank you. Let's move to the next table.
May I know the question?
The question is, you have a business. How do you know the profits of the business, your revenue, your expenses, and how are we going to know the revenue, the range of the revenue of the business? Because budgeting is very important for profit making.
Okay. From experience, how do I know the revenue? Probably, let me just say how to know when I'm now making money.
The exact amount. You want to start a business figuratively now.
Yes. So looking at that, I saw startup cost, operation cost, financial cost, and all that.
We want the amount so that we can be able to identify if the business is going to be profitable or not. What's the amount of the startup cost? Maybe your equipment. The name of it. He made the example of an engineering, a real estate. Maybe it's going to be a duplex for 5 million. The price of the land 5 million, 76 million to set it up. So I want us to have that kind of explanation.
I'm not sure I get your question well, but if I do, I think it depends on the business you are going into. It depends on. Maybe I'm not understanding something. It depends on the business.
I just want to have the business, the relation of the business, the name, the cost of how to run the business.
Okay. Now I know. Okay, the ideation of the business. Okay, let me talk about my own business.
Okay.
A fashion institute. So the idea is to train. So the startup cost. It means that I need to train. Even if I don't do anything, I need a space to put people to
How
learn.
much?
let's say maybe 2 million naira. Maybe I have to rent somewhere for a start. 2 million naira. It can be cheaper or more expensive depending on the business, depending on how I want to start it. Then I need equipment.
Of how much?
Let's say equipment for a start. Let's say I'm trying not to talk about how I started, or maybe I should do that.
You can make it not the exact amount.
Okay, so maybe equipment. Let me say 5 million on equipment. Now to start, I need instructors. I can invest maybe per annum. I can invest probably like 3 million for instructors. They can be from interns, or then we now go into professional teachers. Then cost of operating it,
running the business,
rent over the time, NEPA bill, all those small transport, fuel, and all that.
The total of the amount.
Total of that, let's put it per annum. Let's put it maybe 2 million or more.
2 million running cost. How much for the instructors?
Instructors, I mentioned 3 million.
5 million.
Yeah.
What is again, ma?
Rent.
Equipment 5 million.
Equipment 5 million. Rent 2 million.
That's 14 million.
Is it up to
12?
So
what's the estimated?
And other miscellaneous?
What's the miscellaneous?
So let's just say 15 million per annum.
So what's your estimated revenue at the end of the year?
Okay, estimated revenue. For me, I believe before I can say I'm making money, I must have made times 3 of the total cost I have invested after removing this, and that. So that means I'm talking about 45 million per annum. That's when I can say, you set your estimated revenue. You have to set it based on what you want. You can say times 1 or times 2. But for me, I usually put it at times 3. So even if I make any clothes, I put times 3. That is my gain. Like that.
Thank you. Do you have someone else that has a business idea on how profitable the business is going to be? Okay, ma. Sorry.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, event planning business. Okay. And startup costs, let's say 5 million naira.
Okay.
To start up, because you don't really need much. What you need is a space, office space. You need to furnish the place. Then you need to do the branding, social media adverts. People should know you. Then after that, what else? Vendors. You need to partner with vendors, with people that does catering,
the cost.
The cost for that, let's say, is it for the vendors?
The total cost of the business, specific total cost.
Okay, like I said, startup 5 million.
Yes.
Let's say the other one, like 5 to 10 million naira.
So at the end of the year, what will be estimated revenue?
That should be like times 3 of what's that's like 15 million. 10 to 15 million.
If you are getting the 5 million startup as a loan facility, do you think it's going to be enough to repay back?
Yes, sure. It is.
26
for event planning.
Minimum interest rate in the country is 26.5 per year. Okay. Do you think it's going to be? Because if you are submitting a proposal and you state every of the budget, they will look at the revenue, their interest, to make it more. Maybe you'll be able to repay it or you default. It's very important. So go back to your drawing board.
All right.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say that this startup cost and the light we are talking about, I think it's a function of the type of business you do. Let me give an instance now. For my own business now, I've been trying to think about it. For my own business, I've been thinking about the startup costs, or if if there's any or any income that I may want to generate, that is there any money involved for me to spend first before I get it? But I think none. Except, for this year now, the money I've spent so far for my own, business, maybe to renew my license.
Service-based business.
Exactly.
So
Thank
it's
you.
service-based business. Thank you. Which other person has something to say? Okay. Sorry, we are coming. Sorry.
So I want to do a greenhouse.
Okay.
A greenhouse of 20 by 8 feet.
What's startup cost? The
So
land.
to put up a greenhouse of 20 by 8 feet, I need about 6 million naira.
Okay.
So with that, everything needed in the greenhouse comes with it, including the first set of seed that I will plant comes with that. So, and after like 2 months, I begin to harvest. So 6 million, I need one agronomist.
One
agronomist.
Okay.
One. Maybe.
What's the salary range?
Between 150 200. Let me say 200,000.
That's 6.2. Is the salary per annum or for a
per month?
Per month.
Per month. I need one laborer, at least one laborer, which I can pay like 70,000. That is 270,000 per month. One agronomist, one laborer. That is 270,000 per month. Now, before my plant starts fruiting, for example, let me say I grow habanero and a bell pepper, maybe.
Okay.
So before they start fruiting, in the next 3 months, like maturity, so I would have paid them 270 times 3. That's about 500,000 plus. I mean, almost 700,000 naira. So it's 810,000. So plus 6 million naira. That's about 6.810 million. So when it begins to fruit, I didn't add the cost of the land. I have a farmland already. Okay. But just to start that, now I will need to buy a Storex, maybe like 1,000 liter.
How much?
In the range of 200,000. 200,000 naira. So that will be all for the first cycle. Now, for the first cycle, yes. Then, if I need to erect a scaffold, if I don't have before, maybe erecting a scaffold for about 150,000. Then, yes, that will be fine. So that's about.
That's a total expenditure.
Expenditure.
Total of 7.160. So, what is expected?
After 3 months,
okay,
I should be harvesting nothing less than, let's say, 60 kg in 3 days.
Every 3 days?
3 days. Okay. That's 6 times 3. That's 180 kg. So, on the minimum, I sell a kg for, if we're to be habanero, I sell a kg for averagely 4,000 naira. So that would be 180 times 4,000.
180 times
4,000 naira. 720,000 times 4 in a month. I'm just taking
in a month.
Times 4.
4 times in a month. You are investing 4 times in a month.
720, that's in a week.
Okay.
Times 4, that's for a month.
Okay.
So times 3, that's 3 months. At least I will do that for 3 good months.
Okay.
So that will be my total income for that period of time.
3 months.
For 3 months.
Your profit is around 1.4 million for that 3 months.
For that
1.4 million for that 3 months.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, now that's my profit. But don't forget, my plant is still there. My greenhouse is still there, and the plant will still last for about 1 or 2 months, but not giving me the yield.
Maximum yield.
Yeah, like it does for the first 3 months.
So with this a profit of 1.4, do you think the business is viable if you are getting the all your income on loan?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Because I still have everything I put in as startup cost to be mine now.
Okay.
The greenhouse is now mine. That's a profit on its own. The storage I bought is mine now. That's a profit. The scaffolding I've built is mine. And I still have like 2 months to do some harvesting. Maybe now around 90 kg or thereabout till I'm done.
You have a viable business proposal.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any other contribution? Sorry, microphone, please.
Yeah, happy Sabbath church.
Happy day.
Yes, it's my own business actually. I'm a music producer.
Okay.
So moving down from Ekiti to Ibadan, I'm very sure that Ibadan is a place that we have lots of music producers that has the same business. Now, to look at my startup cost, actually, first thing that will come to my mind as a music producer is I need to get equipment.
Of how
Now,
much?
probably 2.1 million naira, looking at the cost of the way they sell it now. Now, because I made some calculations on my phone when we were talking. Now, let's say my registration aspect, for registration on that state, it should be like 50,000 naira. Then, to my marketing and promotion, I might make a budget of 200,000 naira. And because I have to come down, because it's a small scale business, not a big one. Now, if I'm to go further to my monthly cost and operating cost, the first thing that comes to my mind is the rent. The rent in Ibadan is high. Now, for the rent, let's say I'm lucky enough to get a place of 250,000 naira for my rent. Yes. Let's say I'm lucky. Okay.
What's realistic? You have to have because you are writing a proposal. It has to be a realistic
Yes.
expenses.
Actually, where I stay in Ajibode, the rent is 250,000 naira.
Okay.
Yes. It's not a room, it's a self-con. Actually, how I got it was I met with the landlord directly, not through an agent. That's the first thing. So, if I'm to look about my internet usage, I might budget 40,000 naira.
Okay.
And my internet usage.
Per month?
Per month, sorry. Then if I'm to look at my electricity, if I'm to get fuel, I'll budget 150,000 naira. Now, if I'm to go to my staff, I don't need more staff, just one. Someone that will be there if I'm not around. I might think of giving the person 150,000 naira as a salary. Now, let's say my maintenance on my gadgets, I might be thinking of 60,000 naira. Then also, if I'm to go to my total monthly cost on my business, after setting it up, that would be 650,000 naira. Now, to my revenue estimate, I would think of recording per session is very, very cost. But since I'm in Ibadan, a new place, I'll reduce the price to attract customers to 15,000 naira per session. Because the normal session is 30,000 naira, like head. Now, if I'm to go to 15,000 naira per session, I'm very sure we have more than 4 sessions per day. Now, if I'm getting 4 sessions per day, that means I'm working 20 working days in a month. Now, if I'm to look at 15,000 naira times 4, that's 60,000 naira per day.
What's the average per month? You can't be sure
Okay.
of 4 per day. What's the average per month?
Now, my average per month, actually, if I'm to look at, because in a month, that's 30 days. I'm very sure I'll work 20 days in 30 days. Very, very sure. As a music producer. Now, if I'm to get 20 days with my 60,000 naira, that would be 1.2 million naira per month.
Estimated revenue?
Yes, by half. Now, if I'm to go to my mixing and mastering, apart from the sessions I give, mixing and mastering is 80,000 naira. If I'm to sell beats online, that's 50,000 naira. So to add everything together, my calculation is, my estimated monthly profit actually should be ranging from, okay, if I'm to minus my monthly expenses from my profit of 1.4 million naira, I might be getting 750,000 naira as a profit per month.
Okay.
Now, if I'm to multiply it, it will take me 8 or 6 months to recover my investment.
Okay. If there's no interest on the investment, what if there's interest on, let's say 26.5% interest rate?
Interest rate. Okay. All right.
Per year.
Per year?
Yes, per year.
Okay, are you asking that, like, if I'm to getting an interest on my investment?
You are paying interest. You are sourcing proposal.
Okay.
The investors will have to add a certain amount on the amount they are dropping.
Okay.
which most investors will look at 20 upward.
Okay. That means that if I'll be gaining, if between 8 months I can regain my investment, I'll still have to move the interest from by the investors. That means that
Let's say 20%.
20% from the investors.
Per year.
Okay, per year. And there's a more probability that I will make more than that amount than the 20 days, which is very, very better because I only estimated for a low cost now. And that means that in between 12 or 15 months, actually, I can even be bringing my interest back more early, maybe per month, be giving them, then I'll still be gaining a profit of probably 850,000 naira.
So at the end of it, do you think your business is viable?
It is.
Adding the interest rate.
Yes.
Your own personal, because you're not planning on paying yourself.
Yes, of course.
Do you think it's going to be viable?
Yes, to be viable.
So what's the profit net margin?
My margin, well, I'll put it at 60% actually. 60%.
Thank you. This budgeting you have to understand from onset if your business is viable when you had all the costs, because people drop proposals looking for free money, and I don't think there is any free money anywhere. So the minimum interest rate must be added to every of your budget. If you are just starting with 0 naira, you're looking for, let's say, loan facilities. If you can get grants, is going to help your business. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fariola. And I believe all of us have learned a thing or two about budgeting and what we should look at when we are making a budget. Yeah, our time is fast spent, but we still have one more session. Mrs. Adedoyin. Okay. So we have one more session, and this session shouldn't take more than 10, 15 minutes. Don't worry, let me not say item 7. But after taking your time, it's for your own benefits anyway. So you still have something to take home. Yeah. So for the next agenda, we are going to be looking at partnership. We've been talking about proposal writing, and from there we move to budgeting. So proposal as a foundation, showed you what to look for or what to look at when you are budgeting and when you are proposing. And for budgeting too, it has been explained what you should look out for when you are budgeting for your business in case you are writing a proposal for a potential partner or investor. So right now we are going to be talking about partnership. So I'm going to be inviting Mrs. Adedoyin to take us on that for just a few minutes.
Thank you. Okay, so I will try my very best to keep this section as brief as it can be because we are fast spent on time. So can anyone set a timer for me for 10 minutes and then another timer for 15 minutes? So, when 10 minutes rings, I know I have 5 minutes left. So that's what I mean. So 10 and 15, because that's the only way this will work. Because I talk a lot. Yeah, I know my weakness. So, has anybody done that? So when you kick start, amazing. Okay. Are we taking, okay. Okay, so I'm taking us on partnership. So first slide. So first, I would like us to just understand what partnership is about. So it is a strategic collaboration between 2 or more parties. So a partnership can be between A and B, A, B, C. It is not tied down to a particular number. I just want to put that out first. Now, so what does the 4 primary objectives behind every alliance. So we have the strategic partnership, we have the distribution partnership, and then we also have funding partnership and marketing partnership. So the four purposes or four primary objectives behind every alliance or any partnership is to first either for share resources, it's either for expanding market reach, either you're trying to reduce costs or you're trying to increase credibility. So if you're trying to increase credibility, means you are leveraging the reputation of a partner to build trust. Now, if you're trying to achieve share resources, means you are pulling assets to achieve more than one entity could alone or can alone. Then if you're looking forward towards expanding market reach, means you are accessing new demographics or territory. Say you are a business that's in Lagos, you want to expand towards other major cities in Nigeria. Say you want to expand your business to in Abuja or in Kaduna or in Ibadan. Instead of, sometimes a smarter way to go about it, instead of having to move to that location, probably get a new manager for that branch, move to the new location, try to start it up from the scratch and then struggling. It's best sometimes to consider partnership. Probably you find the same model of business running in that location and then you can propose a franchise. Probably something we'll talk about next time, so don't take too much time. You can read on your own on what franchise and disenfranchisement means in your own leisure time. You make a whole ton of sense. So if you're looking towards reducing costs, means you're trying to lower operational costs and expenses through shared burden. That is, you don't want to have to bear the cost of your loss, bear the cost of your profit, bear the cost of whatever it is the business has to entail by yourself. So you're trying to reduce costs. So I think that's it for the four major reasons why people go into partnership. So now we're going to go into the types of partnership. So for strategic, okay, so the fundamental equations of business relationships. Sorry, I'm trying to keep into the time and try to skip a lot of things, but okay. So the fundamental equation of business relationship is partnership equals mutual respect. So I want to correct a mindset that I've noticed that a couple of people have. When you're going into partnership or you are seeking for an investor or you're looking towards having someone invest in your business, change the mindset of they are doing you a favor. They are not doing you a favor. If you have that mindset today, I need you to change it. If you are going into partnership with any business, now partnership would not just be subjected to someone that is contributing like you are contributing. It could also be a larger share investor. Clear all that cloud of, this person is doing me a favor by putting so much money in my business, I'm trying to impress them. You are supposed to be on the same level. This should be a mentality you should have. Now, you are giving something to get something. Put this at the back of your mind. If the person is not benefiting or doesn't find your business viable, they will not invest their money in your business in the first place. So it is a mutual benefit. Partnership is not, nobody is the supremacy, nobody is a subordinate. Nobody is the alpha and omega. Even when they are carrying the largest equity of your company, nobody is the alpha and omega of the business. You are equally benefiting from the business. Look at it this way. Say somebody is investing 10 million naira in your business and you are a business owner that has zero capital. You have the idea. You are the principal and the owner of your idea. Without your idea, there will be no place for that investor to put their money in. So see it as you both are on the same level. They are bringing the money, yes. You are bringing the idea. And you are bringing that business to fruition. It is your dream. It is their money. They are benefiting off you. You are benefiting off them. It's just like a parasite and his host. So, a partnership is not charity. It is a balanced exchange where both sides gain. This is principle guide all successful strategic business must follow. So next slide. So now this brings us to the types of partnership. We have strategic partnership, distribution partnership, fundamental funding partnership, and marketing collaboration. So I'm going to be taking them one after another. So when we talk about strategic partnership, 3 minutes, okay? Long-term alliance between organizations formed to achieve shared goals, such as expanding into a new market, enhancing capabilities, or driving innovation. This is a strategic partnership. Now, giving a practical example, say I am a business and I am into fast consumption goods. Say I make probably chin chin, maybe zobo or something, and I know that this my business can go farther than it is presently. Practical example would be, I'm looking forward to partnering with supermarkets to put my zobo on their shelves. I'm looking at a strategic future. I'm projecting towards, okay, in another 6 months, I should be a known brand in supermarkets by XYZ time. So say I'm targeting Foodco, because Foodco has branches in very strategic locations. So I say I want to partner with Foodco in Ibadan. Means that is a strategic partnership. I am making sure that after a period of time, there's accessibility for my business. There is no gap between I and my end user. So that is like one of the examples that I can use for strategic partnership. Now we have distribution partnership. Now this will speak into logistics. Say you are a clothes brand and you know of another person that runs a logistic company. Now, a distribution partnership would be the person handles your delivery. Now, it could be it depends on the dynamic of what your agreement is. But I'll pick one. Say I am a clothes vendor. He is a logistic company. Now, without me, you might not get as much deliveries to run in a day as you usually get. So this one by mutual benefit. Now, he is going to be rendering a service to me at an agreed percentage, which is lesser than he would render that service to the general market. Now, I, on the other hand, am providing him with volume versus volume of purchase. So it's mutual benefit. So that's one for distribution partnership. I'm partnering with that person to achieve. So I read what I have on the slide. Agreements where one company helps another deliver its product or services to customer. Channel involve retail, wholesale, or digital channel. An example for digital channel, when it comes to logistics, will be say there's an online vendor that has more reach, someone with more followers. Let's put it that way. Someone that has more followers, and these followers are active. Some people have radio followers, like they have like very high volume of followers, but you see 47 likes, 67 comments. I'm talking about someone that has 4,000 followers and has like 1K, like 1.5K comment section. That's active. That's an active page. Don't always get carried. I see when brands try to like make partnership and they're like, he has XY followers. The insight on that Instagram page or that Facebook page, what's it saying? Very important. I'm agitated because I'm trying to crunch time. Okay, so funding partnership. So funding partnership, you're a business that you're looking into. You don't have the financial capacity for your business, and you know that this will be a constraint. Sometimes you might not have financial capacity for your business, but it might not be a constraint. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to give practical example. Okay, so collaboration where one party provides financial support to another, form of support, investments, right, grants, or sponsorship. Now, in exchange for equity, so the what the partner might be getting, that's their own benefit now in investing in your business, could be equity. Now, what is equity? Equity could also be shares. Same thing as shares, like having some portion of possession in your company. When it comes to decision making, you're not the only one making that decision. You have to consider your fellow shareholders or equity holders in your company. So that would be where we explain equity or shares. So equity returns could be your profits. You share profits. It could be that you share profits, or they might have equity in your organization, or strategic benefits. So the person can say, okay, so I see that this business is viable. In another 6 years, it will expand to this capacity. At this point, when we begin to read XYZ in our profit margin, I would like to have like an increased amount of equity or shares. This words mean the same thing. Equity and shares, they actually mean the same thing. I would like to have this amount of equity in your company when it strikes this particular profit margin. It's also a type of strategic partnership. Okay, practical example would be the person I made an example of a business, music business, could have like a ghost investor, and we say, okay, in another 3 years, I see that this business is very viable. In another 3 years, when you begin to read at this margin, means your books have to be right. That's why budgeting is important. Your books have to be right. Bookkeeping. In your private time, take time to read on bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is like the lungs of the business. You might be able to function with other organs. If you have maybe one lung is collapsed, or you may be able to sustain you for a little bit, but it eventually catches up when your books are not right, when your books are not correct, when you don't have proper bookkeeping. You can't even tell if your business is reading at a profit or is reading at a loss. Budgeting is important. I really hope we really paid attention when it was handling it, because it would really, really, really help our businesses. So that's an example for funding collaboration. Now, another one will be marketing collaboration. Yes, we brings us to the last one. Now, it says joint efforts between organizations to promote products, services, or brand, model, co-branding, campaign, shared advertising resources. So this could be, can anybody give me any industry? I think I'm saturated between any industry that agriculture, amazing. Now, marketing collaboration. Now, say we have a farmer that has acres of land and he's doing well, but then there's a gap. He's having problem reaching the market. He's having problem reaching his consumers. He might be able to reach his consumers, but he's not making as much profit as he would, because at the end of the day, when he's about to sell his products, he sells at a subsidized amount, because either these products are beginning to decay or get destroyed or rotten. He could make, not as if he's running at loss, but he's not making as much as he's supposed to. Now, this person can collaborate with other brands. It could be supermarkets. It could be distribution companies. It could be what? It could be amazing. It could be food processing companies. That is company that will collect your raw materials, turn your corn into cereal, turn your rice into pop cereals, turn your yam into yam chips and the likes. So it could collaborate with this. It could collaborate with restaurants. Collaborate with restaurants, collaborate with supermarkets, food processing companies. These are viable collaborative partnership that this person can consider. 5 minutes. Okay. So, sorry? Yeah, so 4. So now, it brings us to what makes a strong partnership. Now, we have it there. So it's broken into, so it's 5 of it. It's broken into 2 sections. So we have the formal element and then the relational element. So for the formal element, written agreements, essential for legal clarity. When my obligations to you are clearly stated in an agreement that is in a written form, if it is not written, It didn't happen. You said, I said, we said, we agreed. Okay, what's your proof? Where's your proof? We are in court. Okay, Your Honor, she promised me this. Okay, do you have a proof? Is where it melts down to. You do not have a proof. There must always be a proof, a written agreement, a written statement, a written agreement. It could be on a tissue paper. You write in 3 sentences. I promise to give you 10 acres of land if you win this chess game. You write it down, you sign it. It is tenable. So, clear agreements, clarity, written agreements. Now, defined role. Clarity. Clarity can never be overemphasized. In whatever business you are doing, clarity. Now, the next one is, that is underneath clarity, ensure every party knows their specific responsibility, which will also bring us to accountability. If I don't know what I'm to do, you can't hold me accountable to it. That's very important. Now, for relational elements, we have clear value exchange, shared goals, transparency, very important. Transparency. Now, this will now bring us to what qualifies a partnership. Before you begin to consider partnership, there are things you should put in mind. Now we are done. Yeah. There are things you could put in mind. So, strategic qualifying. Before entering an agreement, a rigorous self-audit is required. One must ask specific questions to determine viability. That is your business worth going into a partnership? Has my business grown to the point where I feel I can handle another person poking into my books? That is your bookkeeping, looking into my ledger. Because if I'm your business partner, I want to make sure that everything is coming correct. I don't want tax or FRC coming after our business, and then when it's now doing well, and then realize that we've had like backlogs of statutory payments that has been skipped or omitted due to negligence, due to maybe ignorance. There's nothing like ignorance before the law. Maybe ignorance, maybe this, maybe that. I want to make sure that I am working with someone that comes correct. So, are you sure you are at that stage where you feel you have put your house in order enough to get or work into partnership? Now, a partnership is not also a permanent thing. It's always best to put adjective fails me today. It's always important to put timeline. It's a substitute for what I'm looking for. Yes, timeline. Do I want to partner with this person for 3 years, 2 years? It's very, see, even if you are so sure that me and this person, titi lie, we're not departing, always still try to short-term partnership. It could be exhausted, like a relationship between husband and wife. It's like a relationship between siblings. There will always be hiccups. There will always be setbacks. 1 minute. There will always be setbacks. There will always be hiccups. It's just important that you put a timeline into it. So if you get exhausted, you know that, give it 6 months amount of it. Give it 1 year amount of it. Now, if you get to that end point of that contract, yes, that's the word, of that contract, now, when you get to the, you now decide, do I still want to continue with this partnership? Do I still want to go ahead with this partnership? If yes is your answer, you go ahead. But if you do not include a timeline in your partnership, you have just brought yourself into slavery, because it will be exhausting. Say you now want to tell your partner that I no longer want to be partners with you. I found another partner that is providing maybe a better percentage to this solution. Now you're stuck. Always make sure there is a timeline in your partnership agreement. So next one. So now it brings us to 3 things before I end. What do I need? Now, out of the 4 partnerships we stated, you now look at these 4 partnerships. Now, I want to go into partnership, or this is a gap in my business. Looking at these 4 models of partnership, which one suits my need presently? Am I suffering because I'm paying too much money to logistics? Am I losing customers? For those that are into jewelries, that sell wristwatches and things, sometimes, people buy jewelry. People buy jewelries they want to buy jewelries from you rather, and then when they look at the delivery costs, they're like, how can I buy jewelry of 12K and I'm paying delivery of 7,000 naira? Make it make sense. Maybe do you stockpile? Okay, you stockpile. Then some people stockpile, they never come for it. Some people stockpile years and years after you've forgotten about the product, or you don't even know where the product is. You run at loss because when the customer comes, I've paid you for this item. Now I want to collect all my items that I've bought. You begin to do hide and seek and looking for products that you don't even know where they are anymore because it's been so long since you sold them. It is very important to know what you need. Now, this is for the people selling jewelries. It could be also cheap perishable items. Maybe you sell cupcakes, you sell banana cake or things. Sometimes I want to buy 5K banana from you. I'm paying delivery 3.5. Asante, maybe I quench my cravings and, find something else to munch on. So if you partnership with a logistic company, you can then solve that problem. Now, that's why it's very important. You ask yourself, what do I need before you go into any partnership? Now, who already has this solution? This thing that I need, who has it? Is it a collaborative solution? Is it a funding solution? Is it a strategic solution? Now you have to ask yourself, okay, who has this solution? Like for the jeweler, who has this solution? Okay, a collaborative partnership will be better from there. You can now begin to look into logistic companies that you can work with and then send your proposal that we've all learned how to create. So, what value can I offer for it to become a beneficial relationship? Okay, so if this person is coming to render me logistics solution, what am I giving them back in return? Okay, I'm giving them volume of purchase. I'm giving them maybe sometimes you might not even be paying for logistics. It might be okay at the end of so period of time, I give you this amount worth of jewelry, and maybe the person wants to resell or whatever they want to do with it. Maybe gift it out. That's their business. So it depends on the dynamic of your agreement. An agreement could be anything. You have to just think and make sure that it is transactional, it is beneficial. That brings me to the end of partnership. God bless you.
Wow. I can see